For him to go on Pat McAfee and say, I didn't want the spotlight on me, I wanted it on John Cena. What? You had to know. He is so smart. He had to know that by not showing up, by not tweeting, by not posting, by not saying anything, now all of the focus is now on you. And the questions are why? What happened? Are you fighting with Triple H? Are you fighting with somebody else? Those are all the questions everybody is asking today. It's not, hey, congratulations to John Cena on number 17. We're not that stupid. There is something going on behind the scenes. The Rock is on the board of directors.
The fallout from WrestleMania 41 continues, and The Rock himself has decided to make it all about The Rock and completely burying the business and burying everyone except him while trying to make you believe that he didn't want the spotlight on him. He was not scheduled for the Pat McAfee show until yesterday, and I believe, and as you're going to hear others believe, it's because they're trying to minimize the backlash. But what happened is The Rock just made everything worse for the WWE. Now, we watched WrestleMania. We did a watch party over on our Locals channel. So you guys have not, please go follow us over there on Locals. We have a lot of fun watching with our supporters over there. And Monday Night Raw. And I got to say, Monday Night Raw last night was a pretty good show, all things considered. WrestleMania was decent, but the ending to WrestleMania was the big problem. And of course, the main event is where you need to stick the landing, and they did not stick the landing with WrestleMania 41 at all. I'm on record saying that I don't think WrestleMania needs to be two-day events anyway. It's absolute nonsense, but of course they're going to get more money that way. But WrestleMania needs to be a one-day event. That way you cut all the fat off of the roster. These irrelevant matches that you didn't need to happen. You take half of the good matches, or you take half of the matches from Saturday and half of the matches from Sunday, the good ones from Saturday, the good ones from Sunday, and you make one good event on Sunday. Two-day event is absolutely ridiculous. Then you have the carryover to Monday Night Raw. It's way too much wrestling. But let's get back to the point at hand. The Rock decided to go onto the Pat McAfee show and make an ass of himself, which he often does. As I've said many times, I'm a fan of The Rock as a wrestler. I am not a fan of Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne Johnson is an egotistical piece of shit who lies all the time. Kind of like Hulk Hogan. But anyway, right here, WrestleFeature says this is an awful look for him. He's basically saying he had no choice but to step in and save the show. This was the show which had names such as Cena and Punk advertised for the main event. 27,000 tickets were already sold the month prior. We're talking about this comment right here where he claims that the WWE did not have enough tickets sold for Elimination Chamber, and The Rock had to save the day.
A month before Elimination Chamber, I get a call from Ari Emanuel, who we know owns TKO. TKO owns WWE. He's been my longtime business partner and one of my best friends for over 20 years. He said, we need help at Elimination Chamber. Ticket sales are a little slow, but beyond that, he goes, what we are finding is with Elimination Chamber, it's become the pay-per-view that's been interesting. Fans have had fun, but it's also the conduit to WrestleMania. And how do we create a Elimination Chamber that people must tune in to see? How do we create that? And he goes, right now, we don't have that.
I can't believe he said this. He's destroying kayfabe, and he does it multiple times during this interview. It's insane. And what you're seeing is we are lacking the leadership that Vince McMahon once had. Now, I made a tweet the other day that people, of course, people were triggered over it. Vince McMahon is the man that built this entire industry. But I think any wrestling fan can easily admit that Vince McMahon lost the plot decades ago in terms of how to maintain creativity in the wrestling industry. He lost it. So I don't think Vince McMahon should continue to be the person that runs WWE. Obviously, he's got his own legal troubles anyway. But what I'm saying is this is the leadership that they're lacking. It takes a unique individual like a Vince McMahon to be the alpha of this industry. And we would never see stuff like this if Vince McMahon back in the day was still in charge. I don't think Vince McMahon currently would be able to lead the WWE right now, but certainly the leadership structure is having some issues because The Rock coming out here saying this is not something that should have been mentioned live for hundreds of thousands of people to watch. It should not have. Summing up The Rock on the Pat McAfee show, said he wanted Cody to turn heel, made excuses for not showing up to Mania, waffled about Travis Scott, talked about filming, spoke about skincare, more filming. That's it. On Pat McAfee's show, The Rock said he wanted the spotlight to be on John Cena. That's why he didn't appear at WrestleMania 41. What are you talking about? You're making it all about you right now. And you made the John Cena moment when he turned heel about you. It was part of the story that you guys were building up. And now he's just saying, yeah, guys, I just didn't want the attention on me. So that's why I didn't show up to the biggest event of the
overstepping and leading over our skis too much here.
Hey guys, the Rock is really concerned with not being able to fill his obligations in wrestling. That's why he didn't show up to WrestleMania. But he had no problem making it all about him at the previous events. When John Cena makes his legendary heel turn, The Rock had no problem inserting himself into that. This is insane. But it gets worse. And just wait, because we've got some videos from Jonathan Coachman, the coach. And I think there's some very interesting details within the videos that he has uploaded.
Can get involved in the finish. And I said, but why get involved in that finish when the spotlight should just be on, in my opinion, John, 17, heel champion? What does 2025 look like if this man is saying he's going to ruin professional wrestling? That, to me, is the anchoring storyline. It's not soul right now. Right now, it's not. But by the way, we'll go back to it.
We'll still got it. Yeah. Still a
we'll go back to soul. Look, I can't take the text that I got and from the guys that I got, who are these top guys who are saying, one in particular who I love is my guy. I call him the Superman of the company. He's like, listen, my soul's for sale when it's time. And I said, I love it. Let's do it. So, look, I love Travis Scott involved, and I'll tell you why. Because
This is unbelievable. The Rock said he watched WrestleMania at home and knew all the match finishes. Thanks, Rock. Thanks for destroying kayfabe for us once again. Thanks. Like we didn't know that you already knew the finish. Why do you have to actually go out there and say it? The Rock completely fucking burying kayfabe on the Pat McAfee show. Let's listen to Jonathan Coachman, the coach. Now, this is his reaction right after WrestleMania. Then we have another reaction from him after we heard The Rock on Pat McAfee. Here we go. Here's the coach.
Hey guys, what's good? It's your boy, the coach. Emergency take time. We just got done doing the Coach and Bro show, me and Vince Russo, who himself wrote multiple WrestleManias. And I encourage you to go watch it on our BTT YouTube page, because what I'm seeing, and I normally never read the dirt sheets, I never read fan reaction because they're just that fans. I was a part of 16 WrestleManias, and I've never seen, and I don't care what they have coming down the road, I've never seen a worse decision than what we saw last night. And they involve people that I've got a great deal of respect for. John Cena, I really, really respect him. But to do what they did, to spend the entire week taking everybody's last dollar, to then say 124,000 people, all the positivity. You had people that were upset they weren't a part of it. You had 14 matches. It was 6 or 7 hours every single night. And then you end it with that. It's supposed to be the best finish, period. And you have The Rock, who I adore, I love. And he started the entire storyline at Chamber. And he doesn't show up. It tells me there's something much bigger going on here. Because Rock is a pro. And for Rock to not show up and not even tweet. His last tweet was 3 days ago. 3 days ago. To not even tweet, and he's on the board of directors. To not even tweet, and he's a part of this company and just got $30 million several months ago. It tells me there's something going on. There is creative control, that there's being a tug of war. And I'm sorry, last night the fans were the big losers, as whoever is fighting over here. So I'm anxious to see how they move forward. Today, they tried to put lipstick on a pig, and they were all on the Pat McAfee show, and they tried to overlook the obvious ending that nobody got with Cole, with Cena, and with Paul Heyman. Tonight's a big night, but I don't know if they can go back and fix what they let happen last night. It simply might be too late. Now, will they ever admit it? No. But it will come to fruition down the road. But I want to know what you guys think.
And I agree with everything he said. Now, this was prior to Monday Night Raw. And like I said, I think Monday Night Raw was very good, especially with the storylines they set up with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker becoming a Paul Heyman guy. And now you essentially have CM Punk and Roman Reigns teaming up. There's some interesting stuff there. Randy Orton and John Cena. That's going to be interesting. So those were good. But then The Rock decided to go on the Pat McAfee show and make everything worse. And I think Coach has very good points right here.
All right, emergency take time, and I won't take long, but I was waiting for Pat McAfee today. The Rock, who was not advertised at all of a sudden, late last night, he's advertised to be on Pat McAfee. It screams several things. A, TKO called The Rock to say, you got to do damage control. We are getting absolutely shredded across the board. There's never been a finish to any night, especially the main night on WrestleMania, that's been universally panned than this one right here. Worst ending of all time. And then for The Rock, and this hurts me to say because I love him so much, for people who don't know, he was the person I was on TV first in my career in the WWE. For him to go on Pat McAfee and say, I didn't want the spotlight on me. I wanted it on John Cena. What? You had to know. He is so smart. He had to know that by not showing up, by not tweeting, by not posting, by not saying anything, now all of the focus is now on you. And the questions are why? What happened? Are you fighting with Triple H? Are you fighting with somebody else? Those are all the questions everybody is asking today. It's not, hey, congratulations to John Cena on number 17. We're not that stupid. There is something going on behind the scenes. The Rock is on the board of directors. The Rock got a $30 million and then another one big payment to come back and be a major part of what the WWE is doing. He was out there January 6th on the debut of Netflix. He was out there when John Cena turned heel because he asked for his soul. He was the one. So for 2.5 months, not a post, not a peep, not a video, when a year ago, he used social media to his advantage. And we're supposed to believe that? I don't know what's going on, but something is going on. I've been around enough backstage to know when creatively you don't get along, they're not getting along. And The Rock somehow wanted to make a statement. Well, statement made loud and clear. Now they're doing cleanup. And that was not it.
And if you recall, now I didn't watch all of it, but I heard that Triple H had the longest Hall of Fame acceptance speech in history, and he never mentioned The Rock. The Rock is arguably Triple H's biggest rival in wrestling, and Triple H apparently didn't mention The Rock in his Hall of Fame acceptance speech. So there's definitely some drama going on backstage, and in a lot of ways, it's more interesting than the product on the stage. Now, again, I do think Raw was good. I thought that it set up some really good storylines. So I am interested to see how a lot of that happens. But my biggest problem with the business in recent years is the constant burying of kayfabe. We know that it's scripted. We know that. We don't need you to constantly tell us that it's not real. We don't need to constantly be told that you guys are all friends. We don't need to be constantly told that you all get along. We don't need that. We need the illusion of kayfabe. We need that. And they continue to destroy that. And The Rock's appearance today on the Pat McAfee show screams that there are problems. So, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Again, we are constantly covering wrestling along with a lot of other stuff over on our Geeks and Gamers Locals page. Now, again, with Locals, it is essentially a Patreon alternative. I know the name Locals is super gay and it's super weird. It was named by a gay man, Dave Rubin, so that makes a lot of sense. It does sound like a gay dating app, but it's actually a really good platform. Rumble actually owns Locals, and the live chat's really good. You can share memes and GIFs and stuff like that. So we have a lot of fun over there. So we would love for you guys to join us and support us over there. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.